In my last video, I can't believe these 5 games have no platinums. I asked you guys to drop some games you absolutely love that were missing that final blue icon. And you delivered. I checked out your suggestions and it turns out there is a gold mine of incredible experiences out there that offer 100% completion satisfaction without the platinum trophy. Here are 10 more brilliant games that have no platinum trophies but are absolutely worth adding to your collection. Imagine it's the year 2007 and the world has been ravaged by nuclear war, and humanity's only hope lies in the hands of a cyber commando. Welcome to Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, Ubisoft's neon-soaked testosterone-fueled love letter to 1980s action cinema. Released as a standalone spin-off, this game completely ditches the serious tropical survival tone of the main game. Instead, you play as Sergeant Rex Power Colt, voiced by 1980s action icon Michael Biehn. Your mission is simple: clear out the mysterious island, liberate garrisons from rogue cyborg army, and kill a bunch of blood dragons, which are literally giant glowing lizards that shoot lasers from their eyes. The trophy list is as beautifully ridiculous as the game itself. Since we aren't chasing the platinum, the list focuses on hilarious milestones that make the 100% hunt a total blast. Right out the gate, you'll earn Welcome to the Party Pal just for finishing the very first tutorial, which actively mocks obnoxious hand-holding modern gaming design. From there, the world opens up for exploration. You need to track down every collectible to pop one small step, which requires finding all of the hidden VHS tapes and scientist notes scattered across the island. Hunting is also a major focus. Kill 'em all is rewarded for tracking down and eliminating every single type of mutated animal on the island, ranging from cyber sharks to neon cassowaries. Clocking in at around 4 to 6 hours to fully maximize Blood Dragon. It's a bite-sized retro masterclass that delivers a quick, high-octane 100%. Next up is The Cabin Factory, an indie title where you play as a newly hired cabin inspector. Your job description sounds incredibly straightforward. Enter a series of isolated cabins and determine whether they're haunted or safe. As you explore each structure, you have to carefully observe your surroundings, looking for strange movements, unusual objects, or subtle paranormal activity. If everything looks normal, you mark the cabin as clear. If something feels wrong, you hit the danger button and move on. What makes this game stand out is its brilliantly tense atmosphere, heavily inspired by psychological horror experiences like The Exit 8 and PT. It builds a slow, agonizing dread through environmental changes rather than relying on cheap jump scares. As you progress deeper, an emotional story begins to emerge beneath the boring inspections. The 10 trophies included perfectly map your descent into the psychological puzzle. You'll grab baseline career milestones like Cabin Inspector for finishing your initial workday, Employee of the Month for successfully completing all the cabins, but the real fun comes from just exploring every cabin. You'll need to go out of your way to find the optional jump scare for Boo, and take a quick break to play with the environmental to trigger the Balloon Party trophy. The story unlocks through hidden details like finding an old photograph to earn old family picture. This ties into heavy-hitting story-related trophies. You can wrap this entire story up in roughly an hour. It's short, unsettling, and incredibly memorable. Moving from isolated cabins to the vast wilderness of Wyoming, let's talk about Firewatch. This isn't your typical mystery game. It's a beautifully tense first-person narrative set in 1989. You play as Henry, a man who takes a job as a fire lookout to escape a painful, complicated personal life. Your only connection to civilization is a handheld radio linked to your supervisor, Delilah, who watches over the valley from a neighboring tower. As you explore the stunning, stylized forests, what starts as a peaceful retreat quickly turns into a deeply unsettling mystery. Your tower gets ransacked, you spot strange figures in the woods, and you realize someone might be monitoring your every single word. Most of your trophies are unmissable story beats tied to just going through the game. You'll naturally unlock trophies like Good First Day and Wildfire just progressing through. However, fully completing the game requires a little bit of extra curiosity. You'll need to venture off the beaten path to track down an old cassette tape hidden deep in the woods. And you absolutely cannot miss the community's favourite trophy, Love Me Too, which requires you to find and adopt a tiny wild turtle to keep as your pet in the tower. Firewatch takes about 3 to 4 hours to fully complete. It's a short narrative masterclass that offers an emotional payoff for your 100%. Now, next up is Road 96 Mile Zero, the colourful, music-driven prequel to the hit indie game Road 96. Released by Gigia, this game takes a massive departure from the original hitchhiking survival mechanic, merging political narrative choices with high-octane rhythm-based skating segments. Set in the fictional authoritarian nation of Petria, you alternate between two best friends, Zoe, a wealthy daughter of a government minister, and Kato, a poor kid from the slums. While they spend their days hanging out at their secret hideout, political tensions are rapidly rising. As Kato tries to expose the dark reality of the regime, Zoe begins to question everything she's ever known. The dialogue decisions move the belief gauge for both characters, but what really sets Mile Zero apart are the psychedelic rides. Stylized rhythm sequences where the characters skate through mental landscapes reflecting their inner turmoil. Unlike the original Road 96, hitting 100% completion in Mile Zero takes some genuine mechanical skill, heavily tying your trophies to how well you perform on those musical tracks. While you'll secure a baseline of narrative trophies like Conspiracy Theorist just for progressing through the plot, the real roadblock is a brutal gold trophy tryharder. This demands that you achieve a perfect S+ rank on every single ride in the game, meaning that you have to avoid taking damage entirely while hitting your prompts perfectly. On top of that, you'll need to keep your eyes peeled for the highly missable Song Harvester trophy, which forces you to dig through random red bins across the map and collect all 14 hidden music tapes. Logging in at about 4 hours, it's a fast, wild ride that adds a serious skill check to your collection. Now let's dive into a classic, Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 2. This sequel completely changes the dynamic from the groundbreaking first season by putting you directly into the shoes of a child trying to survive the apocalypse. Set months after the tragic ending of Season 1, you play as Clementine, no longer just a protected little girl. Clem has to grow up fast. She navigates a fractured, paranoid new group of survivors. She's forced to make incredibly difficult moral decisions that determine who lives and who dies, from dealing with brutal human antagonists like the tyrannical Carver to surviving the freezing winter elements. This game keeps you on the edge of your seat, constantly questioning whether it's truly possible to maintain your humanity when society has crumbled. Unlike the first season or the later definitive seasons, the standalone PS3, Vita, and PS4 versions of Season 2 don't actually have a Platinum trophy. Instead, the game offers a straightforward list spread evenly across its 5 main episodes. The beauty of this list is that there are 0 missable collectibles or obscure hidden tasks. You unlock everything naturally just by experiencing the story. For example, in episode 1, you'll earn the iconic trophy, Still Not Bitten, after a notoriously tense, gut-wrenching scene where Clementine has to tend to her own wounds. By the time you reach the emotional finale of episode 5, completing the final chapter rewards you with a gold trophy, capturing whatever ending your choices led you to. It takes roughly 8 to 10 hours like most Telltale games for a full playthrough, making it a mandatory milestone for anyone who values top-tier interactive storytelling. Next on our list is Inside. This is a 2.5D puzzle platformer. It throws you straight into a bleak dystopian nightmare without a single word of dialogue. You play as an unnamed boy on the run from a shadowy organization. As you venture deep into their massive industrial facilities, you encounter a mind control drone, terrifying underwater creatures, and a bizarre human experimentation. The storytelling here is entirely environmental, relying on minimalist art, incredible sound design, and clever puzzle physics to build an overwhelming sense of dread. By the time you reach the final act and encounter a massive, horrific entity known as the Huddle, your jaw will absolutely be on the floor. When it comes to the trophy list, Inside does something fascinating. You actually won't unlock a single trophy for beating the story. To get the 100% completion, you have to go out of your way to find the game's 14 hidden collectibles. Glowing light spheres. Unlocking the trophies require you to actively hunt down these rooms and yank the plugs on the orbs. Locking in at about 3 to 4 hours, destroying all of those orbs actually unlocks a creepy alternate ending, making this a deeply rewarding hunt from start to finish. Now, from a dystopian nightmare to a breathtaking spiritual pilgrimage, let's take a look at Journey. This indie masterpiece completely veers away from traditional gaming. There's no health bar, there's no combat, and not a single line of dialogue. You control a mysterious rogue traveler in a vast desert, drawn towards a towering mountain with a glowing crevice split down the center. As you explore the ruins and glide across the sand, your scarf grows longer, allowing you to leap and fly through the air. But the true magic of Journey is its seamless multiplayer. Without any matchmaking menus or voice chat, you will randomly cross the path of other real-world players. You can't see their usernames, and the only way to communicate is by emitting a musical chirp. Together you form an unspoken bond as you brave the elements. The trophy list perfectly reflects this cooperative spirit. Instead of a platinum, you are chasing 14 specific milestones that encourage exploration and human connection. While you'll get a few for just completing the pilgrimage, the most memorable trophies require you to embrace companionship, like take reflection, which is earned for simply pressing select to sit down and meditate alongside another random traveler for more than 20 seconds. And then there's crossing, which requires you to hike the grueling, freezing final stretch of the summit and cross into the light at the very end side by side with your companion. At only 2 to 3 hours long, Journey is less of a game and more of an unforgettable emotional experience that leaves a lasting impression. Next up is Risk of Rain. This beautifully pixelated, action-packed side-scroller is an absolute masterclass in punishing but addictive gameplay. The premise is incredibly simple. Your cargo spaceship has crashed on a hostile alien planet. Your only goal is to fight your way through the various different locations, locate hidden teleporters on each stage, and escape. But there's a massive catch. A global timer constantly ticks upwards in the corner of your screen. As time passes, the game's difficulty dynamically scales from easy all the way to disgustingly hard. To survive, you have to frantically harvest gold from fallen monsters to unlock chests, stacking wild, bizarre items together that trigger massive chain reactions of damage. The standalone release packs a tight list of 15 trophies with no platinum in sight. Because the game's items and characters unlock through in-game achievements, the trophies map directly to major gameplay milestones, meaning you get a real gameplay reward every time you hear that trophy pop. With an absolutely incredible difficulty loop and a legendary synth soundtrack, Risk of Rain is a punishingly brilliant 100% completion that will test your routing speed. Now let's look at the most shamelessly addictive game, Adventure Capitalist. This is a free-to-play clicker that is ultimate simulator of pure, unchecked economic growth, where your only goal is to make numbers go up until forever. You start the game with nothing but a single lemonade stand. Tap a button, make $1. But soon you're hiring managers to automate the clicking for you. Before you know it, you're managing banks, movie studios, and oil rigs across the globe. The gameplay loop is entirely passive. Buy businesses, buy upgrades, accumulate giant stacks of cash, and then reset your progress to unlock the angels that give you permanent profit multipliers. Eventually, Earth isn't enough, and you'll expand your capitalist empire all the way to the moon and even Mars. This game features a short list of 12 trophies and completely omits the platinum, but don't let that short list fool you. Doing this completely legitimately would take months of real-world waiting. Luckily, the community heavily relies on a cheeky date and time system to exploit and speed through the astronomical grind. Whether you cheese it or just play it straight, you'll be chasing trophies like the spooky Ominous, earned by purchasing exactly 666 or more of every single investment type on Earth. Lucky Day, which rewards you for building up 777 of every single celestial business. It's an oddly satisfying, low-effort 100% completion that I enjoyed thoroughly. Rounding out our list is Child of Light. Developed by Ubisoft Montreal, this indie RPG is a gorgeous, playable fairy tale where every single line of dialogue is written completely in rhyme and verse. You play as Aurora, a young Austrian princess who mysteriously falls asleep and wakes up in a mythical dying kingdom of Lemuria. To find her way home, she must recover the sun, the moon, and the stars from the shadowy queen of the night. Along her journey, she gains wings to fly freely through the world and joins forces with an eccentric cast of companions. The combat is a twist on the classic active time battle RPGs. You actively use your Firefly companion. You light up the battlefield and blind enemies, allowing you to interrupt their attacks and pull off strategic maneuvers. Child of Light follows a satisfying trend for classic releases. It features a straightforward list of 20 trophies. There are 0 missable trophies here, and a few exploration tasks you can easily be cleaned up at your own pace after beating the final boss. Clocking in at roughly 10 to 12 hours, Child of Light is mesmerizing, cozy RPG. Now, whether you're looking for a weekend narrative masterclass like Firewatch, a brutal rhythm challenge like Road 96 Mile Zero, or you just want to break the global economy in Adventure Capitalist, every single one of these games proves that you don't need a platinum trophy to find a deeply rewarding 100%. But now I want to hear from you guys. Which of these hidden gems are you going to hunt down next? And what other non-platinum masterpieces did I miss? Drop your recommendations down below in the comments. We might get another part out of this. If this video helped you find the next game that you want to try out, make sure to smash the like button, hit subscribe, turn notifications on so you never miss a walkthrough, roadmap, trophy review, anything like that. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys at the next ping.